got you on a leash, and every yes you mutter is another knot you tie around your own neck. Your yes ain't kindness. It's their trap. Don't you feel it? That heavy ache in your chest, like a storm brewing from all the times you didn't say what you really meant? Stay with me. I'm about to show you the raw, hidden power of saying no, the kind of power they don't want you to have, so you can break free and watch them choke on their own games. Tired of being their doormat, huh? You're at a dive bar in Chicago, stuck in a round you didn't even want, too scared to say no. You're at your desk in a New York office, buried under emails because you didn't push back. They love it. Your yes keeps you small, keeps you theirs, keeps you stuck. I'm going to show you why no is your sharpest weapon, how it sets you free, and how to use it to cut through their manipulative bullshit. Let's burn their rules and write your own. Let's start with the power of boundaries. Because saying no ain't just a word. It's a wall you've been letting them climb over for too damn long. Yes, don't save you. It screws you. Picture this. It's Friday night in Atlanta. You're wiped out from a week of slaving at a retail gig, and your buddy hits you up. Come to the bar. One more round. You're dead on your feet. Your wallet's empty. But you say yes, because you don't want to look like a buzzkill. So you blow your last bucks, wake up with a pounding head. And for what? To make them happy? That's what yes does. It drags you down, burns you out. Saying no is real self-care, the kind they don't talk about in those cheesy self-help books. It lets you guard your time, your energy, your peace. Say no to that bar invite, and suddenly you got the energy to sleep in, hit the gym, or just chill with a show you've been wanting to watch. It's not just about saving your night. It's about saving yourself. Boundaries are what keep you from turning bitter, from letting resentment eat you alive when you keep giving to people who don't give a damn. You got that co-worker in Dallas who's always asking you to cover their shift, even though they never pay you back. You keep saying yes, and now you're pulling doubles while they're out partying. You're pissed, but you smile through it. Sound familiar? They don't respect you. They use you. Saying no stops that dead in its tracks. They'll hate it. They love the you who bends over backwards, the you who cleans up their mess. They'll call you selfish, like you owe them your whole damn life. But you're done being their errand boy, right? Done letting them suck you dry. If this hits hard, stick around. Hit that subscribe button now. We're just getting started. Let's dig deeper into why boundaries matter. Because this ain't just about one night. It's about your whole life. Think about the last time you said yes when you didn't mean it. Maybe your sister in Seattle asked you to babysit her kids again, even though you had plans. You said yes, ditched your night out, and spent the evening chasing toddlers while she partied with her friends. You're drained, you're annoyed, and deep down, you're starting to resent her. But you don't say a word. That's what happens when you don't set boundaries. You give until you got nothing left, and then you hate yourself for it. Resentment ain't anger. It's giving up. Saying no lets you put yourself first for once. Maybe you're in Miami, working a 9 to 5 at a marketing firm, and your boss keeps dumping extra work on you. Stuff that ain't even your job. You say yes because you're scared of looking lazy, but now you're working late every night, missing dinner with your partner, missing your kids' soccer games. You're burned out, snapping at everyone, and you don't even know who you are anymore. Saying no to that extra work means saying yes to your family, to your peace, to your life. It's not about being mean. It's about being real. They'll push back. They always do. They'll guilt you. Say you're not a team player. Say you're letting them down. Let them. Their drama ain't your problem. You're done letting them walk all over you, right? Done giving until you break. Now let's talk about what saying no does for your head. Because it ain't just about saving your time. It's about saving your soul. No ain't a shutdown, it's a wake up. Every time you say no, you're telling the world and yourself that you matter. You're in a small town diner in Ohio, and your buddy's begging you to help them move on your only day off. You're beat, you got errands to run, but that little voice says, don't be a jerk, say yes. You've been saying yes to them forever, and they've never once helped you back. This time you say, no, I can't. I've got my own stuff to handle. Your heart's pounding. You're scared they'll hate you, but you walk away feeling like you've got a spine for the first time in years. That's confidence. That's self-respect. And it feels better than any high you've ever chased. Saying no puts you in charge. You're not just floating through life, letting everyone else call the shots. You're the one running the show now, and that power feels damn good, don't it? It cuts your stress, too. Fewer promises, fewer burdens. Fewer nights lying awake wondering how you're going to make it through tomorrow. You're in a corporate office in LA, and your team's always dragging you into pointless meetings. You say no to the next one, and suddenly you got an hour to breathe, to grab a coffee, to just be. That tightness in your chest, it's gone. Stress ain't pressure. It's their trick. They'll try to make you feel bad. Oh, they'll lay it on thick. You're not a team player. They'll say, we really needed you. They'll whine. But you don't owe them your sanity, not a damn thing. They love the you who's too stressed to fight back, too busy to see their game. But you're done being their puppet, right? You're feeling that power now, ain't you? Let's go deeper into what this does for you. Because this ain't just a quick fix. It's a whole damn shift in your life. Picture yourself in a tiny apartment in Philly, staring at your phone. Your buddies texting, asking to borrow money. Again, they've done this a dozen times. Never paid you back, but you always say yes because you don't want to seem cheap. This time you say, no, I can't. I've got my own bills. Your hands are shaking. You're worried they'll ditch you, but they just say, cool, no worries. And you realize something. The world didn't end. They didn't hate you. You didn't lose everything. That's the magic of no. It shows you you're stronger than you think, that you don't have to be everyone's hero to be worth something. It's a game changer. You start saying no more to the neighbor in Denver who's always asking you to watch their dog, to the friend in Boston who's always dragging you into their drama. And you notice something else. You're not just less stressed, you're happier. You got time to do what you love, whether it's cooking a real meal, taking a walk in park, or just sitting on your couch in Detroit with a beer, not worrying about someone else's mess. Happiness ain't giving, it's keeping. Saying no gives you back your life, piece by piece. They'll hate it. They love you who's too busy to grow, too drained to shine. But you're done letting them steal your light, right? Done letting their demands run your show. Now let's talk about the fear, because saying no ain't easy and they've made damn sure you're scared to do it. Fear ain't your fault. It's their weapon. They've trained you to think saying no is selfish, that it makes you a bad friend, a bad co-worker, a bad person. You're at a barbecue in Texas, and they're pushing you to help with cleanup. Even though you've been on your feet all day, you want to say no, but that little voice in your head says, they'll think you're lazy, they'll hate you. That's their training, their leash. And it's been there since you were a kid. Your parents guilt you for saying no to extra chores. Your friends ditch you for saying no to their plans. Your boss made you feel like no wasn't an option if you wanted to keep your job. But here's the truth. Saying no ain't selfish, it's survival. You're not here to make everyone else happy at the cost of your own sanity. Start small, practice where it's easy. You're at a coffee shop in Portland, and the barista asks if you want to add a tip to your $5 coffee. You're broke, you don't want to, so say, no thanks. Don't explain, don't apologize, just say it. It'll feel weird, but you'll feel a little stronger, too. When you're ready for bigger stuff, be straight but respectful. You're in a meeting in San Francisco, and your boss asks you to take on another project when you're already swamped. Say, I'd love to help, but I'm maxed out. Can we figure something else out? They'll push back. They always do. They'll call you difficult, ungrateful, selfish. Let them. Their guilt ain't your problem. You're done bending to their fear, right? Done letting their voices live in your head. Drop a screw them in the comments if you're ready to start saying no. I've got more to show you. Let's dig into that fear a bit more, because it's not just about guilt. It's about the stories you tell yourself. You're in a small apartment in Brooklyn, staring at your phone. Your friend's asking you to help them move this weekend. But you've got plans, a rare day to yourself, maybe a hike in the Catskills, something you've been looking forward to for weeks. You want to say no, but you're terrified they'll think you're a bad friend, that they'll stop inviting you out, that you'll end up alone. That fear of being left out. It's a trap. Your brain's wired to avoid it, because back in the day, getting kicked out of the group meant you were done. So you say yes, cancel your plans, and spend your day off hauling boxes in the heat while they barely say thanks. You're miserable, you're pissed, but you did it to keep the peace. That's what fear does. It keeps you small, keeps you stuck. But here's the thing. Most of the time, the worst thing you're imagining doesn't even happen. Say no to helping them move, and they might be annoyed for a day, but they'll get over it. Or they won't. And if they don't, they were never really your friend. No, don't lose friends. It finds the real ones. Saying no shows who's actually got your back and who's just been using you. You're in a diner in Nashville, and your buddy's asking you to spot them $20 for the bill. Again. You say, no, I can't. I've got my own stuff to cover. They roll their eyes, but the next day, they're texting you like nothing happened. Fear's a liar, and you're done listening to it, right? Done letting it run your life. Now let's flip it. Because saying no ain't just about shutting things down. It's about opening up the stuff that really matters. No ain't a wall, it's a door. Every time you say no to something that don't serve you, you're saying yes to something that does. You're in a small town in Arizona, working a dead-end job at a gas station. Your boss asks you to cover another shift on your only day off, and you've been saying yes for months because you need the cash. But this time you say, no, I've got plans. That plan is a job interview for a better gig. One you've been too busy to chase because you're always covering shifts. You say no to that shift, nail the interview, and a month later, you're out of that hellhole, working somewhere that don't make you want to scream. Saying no, open that door. Or maybe you're in a condo in Orlando, and your friend's begging you to go to a party you don't even like. You say no, and instead, you spend the night working on that novel you've been dreaming about. A year later, you've got a draft, and it's the best thing you've ever done. Saying no ain't just about protecting yourself. It's about giving yourself a shot at something better. It lets you focus on what really matters, on the stuff that lights you up, on the dreams you've been too busy to chase. They'll hate it. They love you who's too busy to grow, too drained to shine. But when you say no, you're making space for the life you actually want, not the one they forced on you. You say no to their demands, and yes to your future, your growth, your fire. They'll try to pull you back. They'll beg, they'll guilt, they'll play their games. But you're done letting them control your yes, right? You're feeling that freedom now, ain't you? Let's go deeper into this. Because saying no ain't just about little wins. It's about changing your whole damn story. You're in a suburb in Charlotte, and you've been saying yes to every family event your mom guilts you into. Thanksgiving, birthdays, random cookouts. You love your family, but you're always the one driving 3 hours each way, always the one bringing the food, always the one cleaning up. You're exhausted, you're broke, and you're starting to dread every holiday. This year you say, no, I can't make it this time. I need a break. Your mom loses it, calls you ungrateful, says you're ruining the family. Classic guilt trip. But you hold your ground, and instead of spending Thanksgiving stressed out, you're at home with your partner, cooking a small meal, watching football, actually enjoying yourself for once. That no didn't just save your day, it saved your peace. And here's the crazy part. A few months later, your mom starts planning the next event, and this time, she asks what works for you. No, don't break things. It builds better ones. Saying no taught her to respect your limits, and now your relationship's stronger than ever. Or maybe you're in a studio apartment in Minneapolis, and you've been saying yes to every freelance gig that comes your way, even the ones that pay next to nothing. You say no to the next cheap offer, and a week later, a better client comes along, one who actually values your work. Saying no ain't just about getting by. It's about getting ahead. You're done settling for their scraps, right? Done letting their demands steal your shot. Let's talk about what this all leads to. Living a life that's really yours. Not there's a life that's real, raw, and all you. No ain't just a word, it's your truth. Saying no ain't just about setting boundaries or feeling better. It's about being who you really are, the kind of person they've been trying to bury since day one. When you say no, you're saying yes to what you stand for, to the stuff that makes you you. You're in a corporate office in Houston, and your team's pushing you to fudge some numbers on a report to make the company look better. That ain't you. You say no, and you stand by what's right, even if it means a tough talk with your boss. You're at a friend's place in Vegas, and they're talking trash about someone you care about, tearing them down for no reason. That ain't your style. You say no, walk away, and find a new crew who don't live for drama. Saying no lets you live the way you want to live, not the way they want you to. It builds relationships that actually mean something, ones based on real respect, not one-sided demands. You say no to the people who drain you, and you make space for the ones who lift you up, the ones who see your worth, the ones who don't need you to bend. You're in a small town in Iowa, and you've been saying yes to every date with someone who don't even try to get you. You say no to the next one, and a month later, you meet someone who does, someone who respects you, someone who makes you feel seen. That's the real power. It leads to a life that's yours, a life that's full, a life that's real. They'll hate it. They love the you who lives for them, the you who's too scared to say no. But you're done living their lie, right? Done letting their demands call the shots. Let's go deeper into what this means, because this ain't just about one relationship or one moment. It's about the whole path of your life. You're in a cramped apartment in St. Louis, staring at your calendar. It's packed. Work, family stuff, friend stuff, random favors you didn't even want to say yes to. You're running on empty, and you don't even have time to think about what you want. You start saying no to the family reunion in Kansas City you don't have the energy for, to the friend in Cleveland who's always asking for advice but never listens, to the co-worker in Austin who's always dumping their work on you. Suddenly, your calendar's clear, and for the first time in years, you've got space to breathe, to think, to dream. You start painting again, something you haven't done since high school. You take a weekend trip to the mountains, just you and your thoughts. You start saying yes to the stuff that matters, to your art, to your peace, to your joy. And you notice something else. The people in your life start to change. The ones who only wanted you for what you could give them, they're gone. The ones who stay, they respect you, they value you, they love the real you. No, don't make you smaller, it makes you whole. Saying no didn't just give you your life back, it gave you a better one, a truer one, a fuller one. They'll try to drag you back. They'll guilt, they'll beg, they'll play their games. But you're done letting them write your story, right? Done letting their demands steal your truth. So what's it gonna be? You're gonna keep saying yes, keep bending, keep living their lie? Or you're gonna say no, take your power back, and build a life that's really yours? Yes is their leash, no is your freedom. You've been their doormat for too long. Huh? Done letting them drain you dry. Done letting their guilt control you. Saying no ain't just a word. It's a middle finger to their manipulative world. And now it's yours. Take this power, take this freedom, and let them see to you they can't control. They'll freak out, they'll guilt, they'll try to pull you back, but you're done. You're free now and they can't touch you. Drop a "I'm done" in the comments if you're ready to say no, and hit that subscribe button. We're in this together. Want more raw truth to keep burning their rules? Check out the next video. Links in the description.